Hello everybody and welcome to Stitches and Prayers. My name is Pam and I'll be your host today. Oh, I almost didn't record today. I don't have a lot of knitting or crocheting to show you. I've got a little brace on my hand from work, and I guess the crocheting and the knitting might have contributed. My wrist is sore, so I wear it when I'm working at work and when I'm crocheting and knitting. So I don't have a lot to show, but I will forge on and show you what I've got done. So I guess the first thing we will start with are my finished objects, which are crochet. So if you've watched the podcast, I every year add Christmas ornaments to my Christmas tree, and this time of year is when I do them and get them all made up and ready to go. My Christmas tree, everything on it is crocheted. So I added a little Winnie the Pooh, a rabbit, and I have piglets. I did purchase a pattern. I found a pattern on Etsy that I really liked, and they're for dolls, so they actually have bodies that I can make to go with them, but for the Christmas tree I just do the heads. It's the 8-in-1 Winnie the Pooh and Friends pattern by Pattern Pizzazz, and like I said, it's on Etsy. I'm making them, it's all out of Red Heart yarn, and in different colors. I don't remember the color names. I don't have any of the ball bands. They were all off. They were all scraps that I had. The only thing that I don't like is that Piglet's head is the same size as Winnie's head. And I followed the pattern exactly. And I feel like Piglet's head should have been smaller. That's my humble opinion. But I feel like Piglet's head should have been smaller than the rest. He was smaller than the rest, or is smaller than the rest. So I feel like his head should have been smaller. But I didn't pay any attention when I was making it. And I got all the way finished and was like, crud. But he's cute, and I love him. And I can't wait for Christmas to get here for me to hang him on the tree. I still need to make Eeyore, which is my husband's favorite. So those are my finished objects. I do have another object that was finished, and now it's not finished. Simple Hug cardigan, or Simple Hug, by Cozy Up Knits. It is a paid for pattern, and this is it. And I still love it. But I did make, I didn't like that it wouldn't close. I had a different collar on it. I had a big a shawl collar that it wasn't big enough. I just got tired of knitting on it, and so I cast it off. And so it wasn't really a big, huge shawl collar. It was just a little tiny shawl collar. If you go back to the last episode, I believe I showed you. But I took that off, and I just put on a little bit of a ribbing in a 1x1 ribbing, and I used like a 6.5 millimeter needle. But what I'm going to do, because I want to be able to close it, so I'm going to buy from these pins right here, or my stitch markers, to the end is 22 inches. So I'm going to buy a 22-inch zipper. And I'm just going to get a separating zipper, and I'm going to sew it on right here on my cast on edge. Right there. I'm just going to hand sew it on. I went to Walmart because I don't have, I have a Michael's close by, but Michael's doesn't carry that kind of stuff. And I don't have a Joann's. I did look on Amazon, and it was going to take like a week to get it. And I was like, what the heck? What's up with my next day? I pay for next day. Why am I not getting a next day? But whatever. So I wasn't going to get it until like the 12th. I don't even know what today's date is. But I wasn't going to get it anytime soon. It was like Tuesday, I think. And then, so I'm like, you know what, let me go to Walmart and look for a zipper there. We went there tonight, and although they had some, they were the heavy duty, industrial looking zippers, you know, and they only had black in the separating, and I didn't want black. Excuse me. Even though with where I'm going to put it on both sides, when it zipped up, the edging here, whatever I don't know what to call it, but whatever that is, would cover up the zipper, so you wouldn't see the zipper or anything like that. But if it's open, then you'll see it. So I didn't get that one. I think that me and my husband are going to go, we've got in the next town over, about 45 minutes away, we have a Hobby Lobby and a Joann Fabrics. So I'm going to go there and look, see if I can find, I would love to find like a beigey color zipper to go with it, so that it kind of blends a little bit and goes silver, because I'm not a very goldy kind of gal. But yeah, so that's what this is. I made this in fisherman's wool and the Karen latte cake right here, and coconut cream. And it's mixed with this fisherman's wool. I can't remember the name of this one. It's not the oatmeal. I don't think it's the oatmeal. I think it's the other beige. Natural. I don't remember. I don't have a ball band. I only have 2 small balls. The other ball is right there. And then there's this. This was that was what was left from the sweater. I had 3 skeins of it. This came out of the shawl collar that I had on there and then took off. And then I have some of this left, but yeah. So, but that's what caused all the stripes in this, and I really like that I was able to, even after separating, my stripes stayed fairly consistent. So yeah, I like this. I haven't really, I washed it before I put the sleeves on. I haven't washed it again, so I need to, but I think I'm gonna wait until I put the zipper on. Next on the agenda is another Project Marvin blanket. This is the next one. And I'm loving the scrappies. I've got like 3 or 4 of these that are done up, that are just odd ends. I tied knots in them and kept on winding, and there they are. So thought I'd use those up. This is it so far. But yeah, they're all acrylic yarns, probably mostly Red Heart. The same thing on that one. I chained 110, half double crochet, and I'm using a 5mm hook. Nothing fancy there. But the next thing is my raglan pullover, which is a pattern on it's a free pattern on the Craft Passion website. this was the first sweater that I made, and like last episode I talked about it at length. So I haven't made a whole lot. I think I've put on like 3 rows. This is my first sleeve. I'm thinking that it's too big because I still have a lot of decreasing to do. And this is the length I want it, and I don't know. I still have a good 20 rows. So I'm still going to do them and go from there. I'm going to do them. I'm going to do the one sleeve. I'm going to finish it off. Then it's a pieced sweater, so it's got a front and a back as well. So here is the front, in case you haven't seen last week's episode, 2 weeks ago episode. This is also out of Red Heart yarn in beige, light beige, something like that. And then the green stripes and the ribbing is light sage, also Red Heart. And here's the back. The first one I made, I followed the pattern exactly, and it's not, the sleeves were not long enough. Like the sleeves are right there, and that's as long as they are. And I even if I, you know, I want them down like this. I would rather have to push them out of the way than anything, you know, like that. So the sleeves were not long enough, and like the body was not long enough. So I added length to both. I made like the next size up from what I made there, so it's a little bit more sweatshirty. And so hoping that I love it. So far I do, but it's not all put together yet. But what I'm going to do, once I get the one sleeve done, I'm going to sew the front and the back together, put the sleeve on and put it on and see if it's too long and where I need to take if I need to take it out or what. So there's that. And now the last thing that I've really been working on, because I had it sitting next to my chair, is I did cast on my diggery. I did cast on the diggery, which is a pattern. All right. I did cast on the diggery, which is a pattern by Devin Ventry of McPurley Knits. I'm using, I used to be a member of Knit Crate, which Knit Crate is no longer, but I had this linen cotton blend that I got from them. The top one here is a very pale green, and it's just a variety of greens are in there, some very pale greens. I'm really not thinking that it's getting justice. It's getting kind of blown out. That's kind of better. And then this one, it's called Cucumber, and this is called Old Barn. And actually, them yellow spots are not yellow, they're white. But yeah. But I had made it up. I was almost done with a boxy by Joji Logatelli, and I just wasn't. It was way, way too oversized for me. So I put that one, I took it out. And I will make a boxy, but not with this. I might have to get something else. And so I was like, well, a little tee. The Diggory tee is very short cap sleeved. So what I was thinking is I will do a Diggory tee. So here is my Diggory tee so far. It's a bottom up sweater. This is what I've got. From the bottom cast on to that pink one right there is not only 7 inches, but it's also my first skein. So I have 2 skeins of this cucumber color. So my plans are to knit the 2 full skeins and see where I'm at body wise. And because, I mean, I would, gotta take the sweater off so you can see what I'm talking about. I would like for my tea to sit somewhere right in here, I think. Right in there. So I have this to go. So I think that from the cast on to right around in here is going to be a good 14 inches, which I got 7 inches out of the first skein. Hold on, my chair is all crooked. I got 7 inches out of the first skein, so I should be really, really good at doing that. And if not, if I've got to do a couple of inches in the red barn or old barn that's underneath the arm split, that would be fine. I'm going to do the two together. And I've got 2 skeins of that as well. And I won't need 14 inches from here to here. So if I need to put a couple of inches below the arm split and then go up, then that would be fine. And then I could even do a little bit of a more, because I haven't looked at it, but I'm pretty sure it's just a little bit of a sleeve. So I could even do a little bit more of a sleeve and hide my old lady arms a little bit more. But yeah, there it is. Can't wait. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. I've really been excited about this. With that being said, if you are only here for the knitting, that is all of it. Thank you very much for sticking around this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment below about anything that you want to leave me a comment about. I love reading them. I reply to them, and I would love to read yours. So please leave me a comment below. And with that, we're going to get into last week. I said to leave me a comment of your favorite hymn. And Eileen, I'm sorry about the whole name mispronouncing, Eileen, but I've got it now, left me hers, and hers is, "This is my Father's world," which it wasn't one that we sang a lot in church. I think that, I've heard it. I know the tune. I know how it goes and all that. It just wasn't one that we regularly sang. I grew up in church from the time I was 8. Anyways, the verse that goes with it, it was in my book. Then sings, I'm trying to not get to my ring light in there. Then sings my soul. It is 300, I want to say, of the world's greatest hymns and the stories that go with it. So in the book, the one page is the hymn, and then this is the story of the hymn that goes with it. So this is my Father's world, and the Bible verse that goes along with that hymn is Psalm 50:12. So we're going to reach over here and we're going to get our Bibles. Psalm 50, verse 12. And it says, "If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine and the fullness thereof." And then in the Touch Point Bible, I can't believe I did that. Chapter 50, verse 12 says, "If I were hungry, I would not mention it to you, for all the world is mine and everything in it." So that is that. And it says, Maltby Babcock was arguably the most remarkable student Syracuse University had ever seen. Hailing from an aristocratic family, he was a brilliant scholar with a winning personality. Tall and steel-muscled, he was an outstanding athlete, expert swimmer, and captain of the baseball team. He also directed the university's orchestra, played several instruments, and composed original compositions. A proficient vocalist, he directed the university glee club. He entertained others by drawing and doing impersonations. On the side, he was an avid fisherman. He would have been successful in any profession, but God called him to the ministry, and after further training at Auburn Theological Seminary, he became pastor of the First Presbyterian Church in Lockport, New York. It was a beautiful area, midway between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, not far from Niagara Falls, and Maltby enjoyed hiking and running in the hills outside of town. Telling his secretary, "I'm going out to see my father's world," he would run or hike a couple of miles into the countryside where he'd lose himself in nature. It was during his pastorate in Lockport that he wrote a 16-stanza poem, each verse beginning with the words, "This is my father's world." In 1886, Maltby was called to the Brown Memorial Church in Baltimore. While there, he traveled widely and was in great demand on college campuses. He was a fresh, engaging speaker who never failed to stimulate students. In 1899, he moved to the Brick Presbyterian Church in New York City, where he found it more difficult to take off on his hikes. The workload was enormous, but Maltby faced it stoically, writing, "Be strong. We are not here to play, to dream, to drift. We have hard work to do and loads to lift. Shun not the struggle, face it, 'tis God's gift. Be strong." When he was 42, his church presented him with a special gift, a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. With great excitement, Maltby departed by ship. While en route at Naples, Italy, he was seized with a deadly bacterial fever and died at the International Hospital on May 18, 1901. After his death, his wife compiled his writings into a book entitled Thoughts for Everyday Living, published in 1901. Included was Maltby's "This is My Father's World." So I don't know who put it to music, but apparently he didn't. But the words go, "This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears all nature sings, and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world, I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas, his hand the wonders wrought. This is my Father's world, the birds their carols rise, the morning light, the lily white, declare their Maker's praise. This is my Father's world, he shines in all that's fair. In the rustling grass I hear him pass, he speaks to me everywhere. This is my Father's world, oh let me ne'er forget, that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world, the battle is not done, Jesus who died shall be satisfied, and earth and heaven be one." So, there's your song, Eileen. Please, everybody, if you watch this far, I need a comment below of your favorite hymn. Otherwise, we're just going to stick with mine. I have a bunch, and I can go through 300 of them. But if you've got a favorite, tell me, and it'll be in the next episode, or the next few episodes if I get more than one. At this time, I want to thank you for coming and sharing this time with me. I will see you in a couple of weeks, and let's have our prayer. Father, thank you for the day that you've given us and the wonderful world that you've bestowed upon us to be caretakers of. Let each and every person who is watching this far, please get out and enjoy the world that you have given us, the nature and the birds and the bees. They're all coming out of their hibernation and going to be singing and making beautiful noise unto you. I hope that we can do the same. In your precious name, amen. And until next time, remember, this world is not our home. We're just a passing through. Bye, guys.